Hello students, in this video we will see the remaining part of the lesson Urban Livelihood. So open to page number 81. The third topic is in the factory workshop area. I wanted to have Jerry work done on one of my dresses which I needed for a special occasions. My cousin said that she knew Nirmala who works in a garment factory. And Nirmala's neighbors do zari work and embroidery. So here zari means a type of gold thread used to decorate on clothes, and embroidery means design with a silk thread. And here the author wants a zari worked dress, and for that they want to meet Nirmala. So we caught a bus and here headed towards the factory area. So they moved towards this factory area. The bus was really crowded. At every stop, more and more people got on, and hardly anyone seemed to get off because it is morning time, and so all people were busy to get on the bus to reach their working places. So people were pushing others to make more space for themselves. My cousin guided me to a corner so that we wouldn't get squashed. I wondered how people travel like this every day. As the bus entered the factory area, so that bus reached where the into the factory area where people started getting off. We also got off soon at a crossing. What a relief that was. So there were a large number of people sitting on railing. Railing means rod, railing, or in a group at the crossing. Junction. Crossing means junction. They seemed to be waiting for someone. Some groups had people on scooters standing by and talking with them. My cousin explained that this place was called Labor Chalk. Here, Labor Chalk means chalk means the crossing, and the crossing where laborers wait for job on the basis of daily wages. And here, because so many workers were there, and that's why that junction was named as Labor Chalk. And these were daily wage laborers who work as helpers to masons. And what work they do? They dig at the construction sites, lift loads or unload trucks in the market, dig pipelines and telephones, cables, and also build roads. There are thousands of such casual workers in the city. Casual means temporary workers in the city. So we entered the factory area to find it full of small workshops. So in the factory area, they saw different small workshops, and there seemed to be endless rows of them. And in one section we saw people working in a small room on sewing machines where clothes were being stitched. One person operated one sewing machine. On one machine, one this tailor was there, and clothes that had been stitched were stacked, piled up on one side of the room. So we located Nirmala in the stitching unit. So Nirmala, what work does she do? She is a tailor. So she was happy to meet my cousin and promised to get zari work done on my dress. Nirmala works as a tailor in an export garment unit. The factory where she works makes summer clothes for people in foreign countries like USA, UK, Germany, and Netherlands. Workers like Nirmala have to work very long hours in the month from December to April. So here, like Nirmala and other people in this factory area, they have to work from December to April, and a normal working day begins at 9 a.m. and finishes only by 10 p.m. So means in morning from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. So sometimes even later. She works for 6 days a week. At times when the work needs to be done urgently, she works on Sundays too. when there is a lot of work, that time she has to do work on Sundays. And Nirmala is paid rupees 80 a day for 8 hours and rupees 40 extra for working late. For extra work, this 40 rupees, and for 8-hour work, she gets how much? Rupees 80. By June end, the work is over and the factory reduces its staff. Nirmala will also be asked to leave as she doesn't have permanent job. For about 3 or 4 months in the year, there is no work for her. And most workers like Nirmala are employed on what is known as a casual basis, means temporary basis, and they are just required to come as and when the employer needs them. So they have to depend upon the employer. Whenever these employers, they want them to work, that time they call them. They are employed when the employer gets large order or during certain seasons. At other times of the year, they have to find some other work. So they have to depend on other work. And jobs like Nirmala's are not permanent. If workers complain about their pay or working conditions, they are asked to leave. And they can't raise their voice. They have to bear everything. And if they will say against this employer, so they would be asked to leave the job. There is no job security or protection if there is ill treatment. They are also expected to work very long hours. For long hours, they have to work. For example, in the cloth mill units, the workers work on day and night shifts, with each shift lasting 12 hours. One worker works on one machine for 12 hours and then is replaced by another on the same machine for the next 12 hours. So here we have seen that Nirmala, she is a casual worker and she has to depend on her employer. And the next topic, we are on page 83, and the next topic is in the office area. My aunt Sudha works as a marketing manager. So her aunt is a marketing manager and she had asked us to reach her office before 5:30 p.m. We thought we would get late, so we took an auto rickshaw that managed to get us there just in time. Her office was in an area surrounded by tall buildings. So in posh area, her office was there, and there were hundreds of people coming out. Some headed for the car park while others went towards the row of buses because it is evening and all people are ready to go their home. And my aunt is a marketing manager in a company which manufactures biscuits. So she works in this factory where biscuits are manufactured, and the factory where the biscuits are made and is outside the city. She supervises the work of 50 salespersons who travel to different parts of the city. They get orders from shopkeepers and collect payments from them. She has divided the city into 6 regions, and once a week she meets the salespersons of each region. So here, to make her work means just easy, she has divided the city into 6 regions and she tries to meet the salespersons of each region once a week, and she checks their progress report and discusses problems they face. And she has to plan the sales in the entire city and often has to work late and travel to different places. And she gets a regular salary every month and is a permanent worker with the company. So she has a permanent job and she gets a regular salary. She can expect her job to continue for a long period of time. Being a permanent worker, she also gets other benefits such as following. So besides salary, she gets other facilities like saving for old age. A part of her salary is kept in a fund with the government. She will earn interest on these saving. When she retires from this job, she will get this money and she can then live on that. So PF, that is provident fund, and whatever money is there in the provident fund, she would get during her retirement period. So, and second facility is holidays. She gets off on Sundays and national holidays. She also gets some days as annual leave. And this medical facilities for her family. Her company pays the medical expenses up to a certain amount for her and her family members. So she gets holidays also on Sundays, on national holidays, and she gets medical facilities for her family as well as for herself, and she gets a certain amount for her and her family members. She gets medical leaves if she falls ill, and her salary is not cut if she takes this leave. And there are many workers in the city who work in offices, factories and government departments where they are employed as regular and permanent workers. They attend the same office or factory regularly, and their work is clearly identified what work they have to do. As they have permanent job, they get a regular salary, and unlike casual workers, they will not be asked to leave if the factory does not have much work. Then also they have to come to factory and they would get what this permanent salary. And at the end of the day, we got into my aunt's car exhausted, but it had been so much fun. And I thought how interesting that so many people do so many different things in the city. They have probably never met each other, but it is their work that ties them together and helps to make up city life. Though these people, they don't know each other, but due to their work they are connected with each other. I hope you have understood this chapter. So read the chapter 2 times. Thank you, students.